The Trojan War stands as one of the most legendary conflicts in ancient Greek mythology, immortalized in Homer's epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Lasting for a decade, it was a pivotal event in Greek history, shaping the cultural and literary landscape of the ancient world. Here's a detailed step-by-step exploration, including some shocking and fascinating aspects. The judgment of Paris, the seeds of the Trojan War, were sown when Eris, the goddess of discord, threw a golden apple inscribed with the words, "To the fairest," into the wedding festivities of Peleus and Thetis. This led to a dispute among three goddesses, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite. Zeus tasked Paris, a prince of Troy, with choosing the fairest among them. Each goddess offered him a bribe, and Paris ultimately awarded the apple to Aphrodite, who promised him the love of the most beautiful mortal woman, Helen of Sparta. The abduction of Helen. Paris traveled to Sparta, where he was received as a guest by King Menelaus, Helen's husband. Taking advantage of Menelaus's hospitality, Paris seduced Helen and persuaded her to leave Menelaus and sail back to Troy with him. This act of treachery enraged Menelaus and invoked the wrath of the Greeks. The gathering of forces. Menelaus called upon his brother Agamemnon, the king of Mycenae and the most powerful Greek leader, to help him retrieve Helen and seek retribution against Troy. Agamemnon rallied the Greek forces by invoking their oath to protect Menelaus's marriage, assembling a formidable coalition of Greek city-states. The sacrifice of Iphigenia. According to some accounts, the Greek fleet assembled at Aulis, but was unable to sail due to unfavorable winds. Agamemnon consulted the seer Calchas, who revealed that Artemis was angry because Agamemnon had killed a sacred deer in her grove. To appease the goddess, Agamemnon was forced to sacrifice his own daughter, Iphigenia, much to the grief of her mother, Clytemnestra. The siege of Troy begins. With the winds now favorable, the Greek fleet set sail for Troy. After a long and arduous journey, they arrived at the shores of Asia Minor and laid siege to the city of Troy. The Trojans, led by King Priam and his sons Hector and Paris, defended their city behind its seemingly impregnable walls. The heroes of the war. The Trojan War was marked by the deeds of legendary heroes on both sides. Achilles, the greatest Greek warrior, led the Myrmidons into battle, fighting fiercely until his death. Hector, the eldest prince of Troy, was its greatest defender, embodying valor and honor. Other notable heroes included Ajax, Odysseus, Diomedes, and Patroclus. The rage of Achilles. Achilles, the son of Peleus and the sea nymph Thetis, played a central role in the war. His rage and withdrawal from battle after a dispute with Agamemnon are central to Homer's Iliad. Achilles' absence from the battlefield led to a string of defeats for the Greeks until his close friend Patroclus was killed by Hector, prompting Achilles to rejoin the fight in a frenzy of vengeance. The death of Achilles. Despite his unparalleled prowess in battle, Achilles was not invincible. According to legend, he was struck in the heel, his only vulnerable spot, by an arrow shot by Paris and guided by Apollo. Achilles' death marked a turning point in the war and set the stage for the final confrontation between Hector and Achilles' son, Neoptolemus. The Trojan Horse. Unable to breach the walls of Troy, the Greeks resorted to trickery to finally end the war. They constructed a massive wooden horse and left it outside the gates of Troy as a supposed offering to the gods. Believing it to be a token of surrender, the Trojans brought the horse inside their city. However, Greek soldiers hidden inside the horse emerged under cover of darkness and opened the gates of Troy to the waiting Greek army. The fall of Troy. With the gates of Troy open, the Greek army poured into the city, sacking and burning it to the ground. King Priam was slain, and the surviving Trojan women and children were either enslaved or killed. The war finally came to an end, but not without immense cost and tragedy on both sides. The aftermath. The Trojan War had far-reaching consequences for both the Greeks and the Trojans. Many of the heroes who fought in the war faced their own tragic fates, including the vengeful murder of Agamemnon by his wife Clytemnestra and her lover, Aegisthus. The journey home for the Greek heroes was marked by further trials and tribulations, as recounted in Homer's Odyssey. The legendary legacy. The Trojan War left an indelible mark on Greek mythology and culture. It inspired countless works of art, literature, and drama, including Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, which remain among the greatest epic poems of all time. The characters and themes of the Trojan War continue to resonate in modern storytelling, serving as timeless symbols of heroism, tragedy, and the capriciousness of fate. The Trojan War stands as one of the defining events of ancient Greek mythology, a tale of love, betrayal, and the epic struggle for honor and glory that continues to capture the imagination of people around the world.